false alarm.
Is looking at your cell phone for less than 5 seconds really worth all the consequences that could come with a car accident, such as death? Most people would say no, yet so many people take the chance using their cell phones while driving each day. This detrimental problem could not only alter your life, but also the lives of others involved. The consequences that could come with distracted driving could include potential paralysis, death, and even being placed into a coma. Since the numbers of accidents and deaths associated with distracted driving using our cell phones are only rising, our concern has led us to conduct extensive research on this topic. Driving while distracted is a huge problem within our society, and people need to be made aware of the potential dangers it imposes. First, we must understand, today we'll be talking about the problems of this distracted driving with cell phones, the causes caused by this problem, and the solutions we need to implement towards this problem of using our cell phones while driving. First, we must understand the problems that come with distracted driving using our cell phones. The number of car accidents reported due to cell phone use is astonishing. According to the National Safety Council, Access March 26, 1.6 crashes each year are caused by cell phone use while driving. These numbers are only expected to increase with the new generations gaining their driving licenses. The risk of driving even when not distracted is still exponential with new drivers on the road. Being the passenger of a distracted driver using their cell phones can be just as dangerous. The National Safety Council also states a teen carrying just one passenger doubles the risk of a fatal accident. However, driving with 2 or more increases that risk by 5 times.
Alright, next we're going to dive into the different methods that are used for current driving at distracted driving. So we know it can occur from multiple situations, but the largest one is cell phone use, because it's a new need from society in our everyday lives. So this new, cell phones are a necessity of life, basically. And I mean, how many of us, when we lose our phone, feel like we've basically lost our lives? Definitely me. So, I mean, it's not hard to blame anyone, because the average age now for kids to get phones is 10.3 years. I mean, I don't know where that 0.3 really comes from, the science or anything, but 10 years of age. I remember the first time I got my phone, I was only 14, and that was seemed unfit by most parents because they waited till their kids were at least 16. And I only got it because I traveled a lot for different sporting events. And now there's many people who feel like we've now started using a phone about a third of our day. And if you guys take that into perspective, that's if we get at least 8 hours of sleep a night, we're using it 5.5 hours approximately straight through the day, our cell phones. And also another number I want to bring up to you guys is the number that has increased of people using their phones while they drive. So a third of the drivers have openly admitted to using their phones while they drive through the different areas of town or different areas of states and everything. And the numbers have also increased to 52% to 80% of people using it just from 2011 to 2014. And I mean, people openly admitting to this, that's telling you that they seem unfit anymore and that they allow themselves that it's okay to be doing this. And I also want to talk about the new applications that we get every single day on our phone and how this is also another situation for capabilities and attention getters. So cell phones are basically mini computers at our hands, and we're always able to access them at any times that we see fit. So a few examples of these are Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. These phones are constantly updating us, always allowing us to know when we're getting new messages, and we are always trying to update it as much as we can for that social norm that we're trying to get into. And then also a few other things are texting, calling, and always on the internet. And because of the internet, we're able to access work at any time of the day, and that allows us to constantly get on there, update our work life and everything. So upon choice, we're always even constantly allowed to be notified from these phones. So basically, these capabilities are running our lives.
Yeah, so now that we've heard about the problem itself and some of the causes that is caused by distracted driving on the roads with cell phones, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the solutions that we can do to help this not only on the roads, make this road safer for ourselves, but for everyone else as well. A major way that we could reduce the use of distracted driving would be just to simply make a pact to ourselves. Throw your phone in the back seat so you can't reach it. Put your phone on silent so you can't hear it. It's making that intentional choice that you won't use your phone so that it'll make it easier and more safe for everyone else on the roads. According to distraction.gov, 10% of all drivers that were aged 15 to 19 years old in fatal crashes were reported as distracted at the time of the crash. If these people would have made that intentional choice, that pact themselves to put their phone aside, not use it while they're texting, maybe some of these crashes could have been prevented. Another solution to hugely decrease the driving while distracted statistics would be to make Bluetooth capability more common in your everyday life. It is featured in a lot of the cars, but to make it more mandatory would be a huge help for the driving. Although still talking, hands-free conversation would greatly decrease the amount of distractedness that a person has. Nowadays, it comes in a lot of vehicles, but like I said, making it mandatory would give drivers an easy alternative than to talking while using their actual hands. According to Elite Driving School's website, many drivers believe that the source of the distractedness isn't from the talking conversation itself, but rather the use of picking up your cell phone and typing in that phone number and putting it to your ear. And holding that cell phone up would really make people more distracted versus because now they're only using one hand on the wheel versus having that two hands and being really alert when driving. Distracted driving is a really big problem that is only growing, and we want to tell you guys about these issues so that we can make it safer for ourselves on the road, but also for everyone else. Today we talked about 3 main points. We talked about the problem, which was driving while distracted with your cell phones. We also talked about some of the causes, which is the need for our use of technology in every day. Like Callie was saying, we can't go for more than a couple minutes at a time without picking up our phone to check that Snapchat, picking up to look at the internet, picking up to use those, to text those text messages back. And then lastly, we talked about the solution, which is the necessity, we talked about the solution, which is to make that intentional choice, make that pact to yourself to not use your phone. It's a huge thing just to use your mind and just tell yourself you're not going to do it and you really won't do it. And also making Bluetooth more mandatory and capable in everyday cars for all vehicles.
So now we actually want to call you guys to action. And I know a lot of you may think, this situation's never going to happen to me, how can it? It's too rare. But I mean, one day this is going to happen to you if you continue to do this, and it's going to be a life-changing event. So I want to leave you guys with a quote. It might seem a little harsh, but I hope it's effective enough to get the point across. So the quote comes from Quote Garden, and it says, honk if you love Jesus, text and drive if you want to meet him. Hopefully this quote makes you more conscious about the situation that you put yourself, your loved ones, and others in every single day that you agree to partake in distracted driving. Thank you.